away from becoming a full Kalkin member.
I was one day from
he was. Alright, so we are live again, and I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. Okay, so, and we can just go back to talking in a second. I just want to preview what we're doing. So for those who are watching this video, we're just going to be hanging out and talking for the rest of the night until each person has to go one by one. And I wanted to, you know, talk about some of these storylines that got missed, or, you know, our favorite moments in the campaign or anything like that. And just have it all recorded on stream for the people who were watching so that they can, you know, see and, like, oh, okay, that's what was going on with that. So, before we talk about this, though, I do want to say, the key. The subplot with the key, the third Kalkin member who lived and ran off and went into hiding, Draylen found him and killed him, and he would not give up Kytrina and Johan when they were in hiding, and Draylen has had the key to it. He doesn't know what it goes to, and he doesn't care about it, and it's just on his stuff. Lance saw it when he went to see Draylen in the boarding house. It was sitting on his bed. And it was a small plot of like a murder mystery of like finding the guy's corpse, finding out what happened to him, and then like, oh yeah, he was he's our quartermaster, but yeah, and like I mentioned the key, I think for one session or two sessions, everybody's like, no, we don't need that right now. We have to go handle this. I think the key came up at the same time that Typhus accidentally mentioned that Ariana was still alive, and then you guys went to question, Alshindoris. I think that's when it was mentioned and why it got brushed over, because, you know, Ariana as a figure was just like, wait, what?
Way more important.
Yeah.
Poor Typhus.
Poor Typhus.
I like Typhus.
Right, I did too.
Like I said, on the bright side, kids, Adventure Dad by Councilman.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Gale is the bitch?
Gale song?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not his biggest fan, but I'm biased.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen like all his stuff. No. I'm just saying, like, I haven't seen all his stuff, but he seems like a really petty guy.
Well,
and I'm sure he has motives, but
out of the two deities that we've interacted with in this last two sessions, I would argue that, yeah, he's a bit of a petty bitch, but I get where he's coming from. I really feel like Renolta is the true queen of petty.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Like he's a bit of a prickly. He's prickly, but you know, in character, I'm like, why don't you want on the boat? But like, I can kind of understand, especially since you know he's not mortal, or at least he's super like resilient.
Yeah,
like, I'm like, I get to live forever as is. I can do that here.
Gale Song's story was something I wanted to explore a long time ago in the campaign when, you know, I was like writing characters a different way. His whole story revolves around he doesn't believe he's a god, not after, you know, he got cut by the Sky Queen of Ililnagai, and he can't always access his divinity. So that was why on the mountaintop, you know, Father A saw him exerting himself of like, aren't you a god? Shouldn't you just be able to will these people out of existence, you know? Shouldn't you just, like, shut up, I'm working now, this is how some gods have to do it. Are you sure? Probably.
So is he just like weirdly like just less divine? Is it some kind of like side effect of his second near-death experience? Or is he like in his own head? Like he's not as divine as he could be because he's dealing with his mortality again.
Yeah, it would be more so he's probably he's more so his own enemy. Which, you know, when the party's like...
Ascended god of therapy.
Yeah, and that was a lot of his story too, is just like mental health issues and all of that. But when the party first met him, he was like drunk and high on a intoxicating root. And they're just like, "Who are you? What is your problem?" He's like, "I don't know." Not when this party first met him. When the like first group that ever stumbled into him as a character, it's like, wait, what? Okay, just leave the dirty, smelly, crazed, hobo alone, guys. Let's just go in the other direction.
Cool.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I was probably going to get off because I'm getting distracted by something.
Okay. Enjoy your night. Good session. Good frickin' campaign tonight.
Yep. Fun times. We need more portals.
We need a portal to the bridge to save Celebrus.
We do need a portal to the bridge to Celebrus. But on that night...
This must be how Mario felt in Simon Belmont's reveal trailer.
Actually, yeah, that was the exact scene right there of just like, what? Boosh! And the soul's out.
I just love the fact out of all the characters that could have died tonight, Celebrus being the one that dies is probably the most impactful. That makes me happy.
I also kind of appreciate it, just because, like, think about it. All the people that we have in that fight, right? Like, all of the people. And who dies? Our weird support barbarian. Yeah, I get it. Our tank's our tank. He does his own thing. He also doesn't draw aggro because he doesn't hit things. Whatever. But we have a squishy rogue, a squishy wizard, apparently the tankiest sorcerer in existence.
Yeah, all Thalin is a super support. Like, looking over yourself is like, why? Why do you have more support stuff to stop?
His spells are Banishment and Polymorph at 5th level.
Yeah.
And then, so, like that, so I can't really go there, because apparently it's offensive, it's buff spell sorcerer, Johan, .2.
Yeah,
and then angry aggro old man. And it's like, I also loved it because it's like, at first it's kind of like, okay, the old man has to go. And then Celebrus whaps her with his axe, and it's like, never mind. The young one has to go. And I'm like, I've done more to you.
It's like, it's just funny because the visual of it is there's this frightened, pissed off, 7-foot tall Goliath of a man wielding a great axe, just beating down on this deity.
Well, she's a celestial, lesser celestial.
What I really wanted was when she tried to get us in midair, would be some way for me to just be like, I got this. Detaches from bomber. Just takes her.
Yeah, that's why I gave you guys the potions of climbing. I wanted enough of the party to be able to be mobile in the approach to the boat, to one of the boats, and because each boat had a different pre-event of what they were going to do. Like if you would have went on the Death Cleric, he would have been like, all right, guys, stop shooting the city, shoot them. Hers was to go out and yeah.
There's a potion of fucking ice of resistance to frost.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know which one you guys would fight, but I wanted to make sure you were equipped for it.
Judging by that weird assortment of potions, It was like, no, Brandon has to make sure that we're capable of handling whatever the hell we actually decide to do.
Yeah.
I'm bummed that I was multi-classed, because if I was a level not, actually, I'm saying this statement like it, matters, because I wasn't technically level 9. Anyways, if I could have if I was pure level 9 monk, and I was allowed to have my movement buff, I could have approached that boat by literally sprinting across the river.
Oh gosh, that would have been so cool.
Oh, that would have been really awesome.
But that's
Like
why I
sprinting
gave
across
you
the river, shrugging off cannonballs.
That's why I gave you guys the potion of climbing, just so whoever fell, hopefully somebody would have like one of those on them of just like, all right, up the side of the boat, let's go.
You know, in hindsight, probably should have given like one of those to Katrina.
Yeah, they spent that entire fight failing, making athletic checks and failing constitution saves to not freeze to death. Like, they weren't going to get hypothermia because they're both immune to disease, but gosh, was that water chilling.
I love it, just because we stuck those two together, and then they got stuck in the water. So, like, for
It was
thematic
somehow...
purposes, great, because Johan didn't bother A to watch Celebris die. And then, meanwhile, the married couple is bickering in the river.
I want to know how they reacted to seeing my corpse in the boat.
Oh, yeah. It would have been just, like, the most silent ride ever. Because, you know, you guys were all sparring partners.
Right? Like I said, out of everybody to die, that's the saddest one. Outside of maybe Barty.
Oh, gosh. And Katrina actually had a moment of roleplay that you guys could have engaged her with, where she was talking about her father tonight. That moment, you know, where her father dug the axe into her side, Celebris's blood is also on that axe, too.
Celebris and Johan's.
Yeah, that axe is never getting washed.
All I can hope is that my mithril great axe is now going to be mounted next to it.
Yeah.
We'll give it back to Galay. She'll appreciate it.
Okay, can I talk about the character that I'm thinking of creating real quick?
Yeah,
or no? Okay. I'm planning on making a bard, a wood elf bard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was wondering if there's any way I could get magic bagpipes. If there's any way that he could have magic bagpipes. I don't know what they do.
Super on board with this.
There are.
I don't know what they do, but I want him to have magic bagpipes.
There are magical bardic instruments in the DMG. I'll see which ones they are, but it shouldn't be too hard to thematically rule some as bagpipes. They are going to be a foreign item, though. You know, Arter would not be for that. It's like, quit your wailing.
Like, who in this world?
Well, yeah, I am
like Red Axe?
creating him as a traveling bard, so you know.
Yeah, I imagine they'd be very popular in the northern mountains of Red Axe.
God, but
really
like he's
an earth fire weapon that is a bagpipe.
Man, so much fun tonight. So much fun, and you know, I
thought I was done feeling things with Apollo's letter, and then you killed Celebris. Why couldn't it be me?
Oh, all of the bosses you guys could have fought. You could have fought any of Renalta's servants that she put.
I really wanted to fight that death metal looking one at the end.
Oh,
one of
yeah.
The army. We should have taken that boat.
Yeah, he was on the Aramir, but then there was a paladin that Celebris was going to have a chance to encounter that was leading the charge of the army. He was an Oathbreaker paladin in the city proper. I was just like, I was trying to get you out of there because I was like, all right, come on, I don't want you to do this, boss. Come on, Celebris, like, let's go. You got this amount of time. Otherwise, this guy's gonna notice you're on the street and kick in the door.
I already kicked in the door.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's gonna. Well, he would have been capable of dispelling the enchantments there. He was going around specifically making sure people got possessed and the horde grew, and but that was the only one I didn't have rolled up on Roll20.
Celebris would have.
Sorry, you can finish.
I was just gonna say, Celebris with Makana and Kytrina probably could have taken on a Death Knight, an Oathbreaker.
Paladin fight.
Gosh, yeah, 3 paladins and a barbarian walk into an order house.
Everything gets broken. But I was gonna say, I was like, damn, I didn't really get a moment to shine, because it's like, okay, spirits everywhere. I got this, kids. Turn undead.
Oh yeah, if anyone would have gotten possessed, you could have turned from them.
But no, all you did was get frightened. Ooh, she has ethereal wings. Whatever, hit her. I loved Father A passing all those checks. Just, I don't know, it really makes it, I feel like it's a really good character moment of like, whatever. This is my religion.
It's like, she's a specter of death come to kill us and take our souls to the bridge. It's like,
take our souls to the bridge. Father A hopping over the crowd, and that's what I want. Bam. No weapons, just pants and righteous fury.
I'm wondering if Anderson is more upset that Celebris is dead, or the fact that he got to go to the boat first.
I mean, it's like I said, it's a complicated relationship with death. You know, like I'm sad you're dead. I'm especially sad for the circumstances. I feel personally responsible. But like, you know, presumably you proved yourself worthy, so you're on the boat. You know? Yeah,
the way to do that fight was to spread out from her, because what she only had 3 uses of that chill touch per day. Like that one did not recharge. The wings were the only one that could recharge, and the wings never recharged. So sad. But the chill touch, or the chilling touch one, was specifically to get rid of the huge front line in front of her of like, alright, you have vulnerability to my damage, and I deal 4d8 of this damage, which is gonna be 8d8, and then whatever that deals is going to double. And so you are not gonna want to stand near me, so you're like, chill touch, you're gonna run away, chilling touch, you're gonna run away, and then, you know, once you guys, like, make some distance between her is when she does her wings of just, like, alright, you're all afraid now, you can't, you know, move closer, I'm coming after this person. But, like, nobody backed off. Like, you guys got the chilling touch, and she was just like, alright, I'm down with this.
Well, that's, like I said, that's the thing.
I
got this. You know, I'm gonna make these stupid mortals fearful. And then I'm gonna make them, you know, hurtful to my cold. Vulnerable to my cold. I'm gonna handle this. And it's just like, I don't think you know who you're dealing with, honey. I am Father Alexander Anderson. I'm ready to die, and I'll take you with me.
I've been ready to die since Johann pushed me through. It's been a day.
Been ready to die for like 35 years.
He didn't have a long rest since then.
Oh god, no, I haven't. That's the thing. Because like, I assume it's the way it works. It might just be a branding quirk. I don't get to take the full effect of your level up until you get a long rest in. I technically never experienced level 9.
Hey, the Potion of Vitality gave you a long rest, didn't it?
I think it just gets rid of exhaustion.
Oh, okay. I thought it said
you'd have to rule the equivalent, but it doesn't like reset me. It just means that I can do ability checks. Honestly speaking, it was useless.
Well,
because it doesn't affect. I don't think I made any ability checks.
I'm pretty sure that potion gave you a long rest. Let me look at it real quick. So I remember reading over, it was like way too OP. No. All right. Okay, so when you drink the... I read it wrong. It removes any exhaustion you're suffering from, cures any disease or poison affecting you, and for the next 24 hours, you regain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend. I thought right there, I just skimmed it. I thought it said you can spend any number of hit die and gain the maximum amount. So I was like, oh yeah, he heals himself, that's fine.
Yeah, nope. it just meant that I could make my ability checks without disadvantage. But I think I made one ability check all session.
Well, I mean, it would have been very nice having that if you would have got dropped into the river and had to start making athletic checks against, ice cold water. Oh, the secret boss tonight that I told you guys at the top of the session was Alis. You had the chance to fight her as, your boss of the campaign. But she rolled horribly on her deception check. She rolled 2 nat 1s, but there's no, critical failure on skill checks this edition. And nobody contested her checks with an insight. And she was just like, yeah, it does this probably. And, Anthony was just like, Celibus is looking at her like, what is, like, Alice is just full of shit. Like, I'm just not even gonna bother describing anything about her. I'm just like, you just, like, her like, she could roll a 4 at maximum. I don't know her bonus off the top of my head.
We probably should have just killed her right there. Even without Angry Father A, tear him. Johan.
Yeah, Celibus wasn't even there for that, so he couldn't have contested that.
Yeah.
But,
oh, yeah, not Celibus. Somebody else asked, and I was like, oh, yeah, she looks full of shit.
Johan, I think.
Should have killed her right there.
She was a full boss fight in, her own right.
Yeah, well, she's still technically a wizard.
Alis, the woman who bought Cinder's necklace. Oh, yeah, the necklace! That was a plot line that you introduced that I had already planned something similar. So I just it was something wonderful I got to slightly repurpose. So
that's cool.
The whole time through the campaign, about episode, when you guys, about episode 7, when I rolled up Alis as like a whole character and she was doing things in the background. Because I had an idea of who she was and what I wanted her to do and everything. But statistically, she didn't exist probably until about episode 7. The whole time what she was doing was she was gathering reagents for this, for the potion. For the curse she just put on Ariana. And one of the things she needed was Alien river water. And then you... Cinder had the necklace with the Alien river water in it. And so when it was missing in the cap, I was like, oh yeah, she would be the one to buy this. Like, as soon as she finds that out, like, that would be what she needed.
Okay, so what was the curse? Because I fell asleep because I hadn't slept in a while, so.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be something that... Well, I don't know. I don't know what your guys' next story is going to be, but it was something I planned tonight of a cinematic thing of, like, of you guys witnessing it being put on her. It is a ridiculously hard to remove curse. I just, was, like, researching some curses in D&D, and there are some curses and spells that aren't removed by Dispel Magic or Remove Curse. So mechanically it kind of functions like that. You guys don't know the full extent of it. But I will allow you to conjecture on it, and if you guys hit anything close to home, I will tell you if you guys get it. But I can give you
slowly corrupts her soul and turns her into a Terrai.
I can give you the first clue of, like... So, Alis taught Marcus how to use magic. And she has taken a liking to Ariana. And this was supposed to be something that got... I don't
know how I feel about that. A liking to sounds nice, but I also did kill her last student.
This is something that was supposed to be found out a lot earlier. Alis's name backwards is Celia.
Oh, damn. Oh, wait a minute. Was Celibus right? Was Anthony right the whole time?
Yes, that is her mother.
I told y'all that shit a month ago!
Ariana's never seen her mother. Nobody in the capital has seen her mother. She died before she came to the capital. Which is why Bartholomew investigated her gravesite, and her tomb was empty because she was not in it. And then that's the other clue of Alis never sleeps. This tomb is empty, and Bartholomew never put all of it together.
Because after we went to the whatchamacallit place, we interacted with her, and she didn't sleep between them. Like, there was no time for her to sleep.
Yeah, Alis never sleeps. But yeah, her name is Alis Flatreb. It's her name backwards is Burt Half. Yeah. She picked it herself though. Her whole thing is, once you come back from that side, your whole life turns around and you see things differently. So she literally just turned her name around.
Man, if we ever find that out, I'm gonna have to apologize. Hardcore.
About what? For killing her? Or for
killing her? Oh no, never mind. Arcus isn't hers.
Wait, you killed Alis?
No, I killed Marcus.
Yeah, he, long ago, Father A killed Marcus in the campaign. An assassin attacked him, and rather than saving him, he's just like, yeah, no. You're not a good leader.
Tell your dad I'm sorry. Actually, yeah, for that, when would, I guess when the timing of things, like, would, Ariana have been smuggled out after her mother's death? Or would, like...
Yeah, her mother was, dead before, they moved to the capital.
Okay.
And after her mother died was when she would have been smuggled away. But, her interest in Marcus, and then her interest in, Ariana, and I assume, I think that's enough to draw, like, a, kind of line of what she's after.
Yeah, I'm very confused at this point, in terms of, like, because it's like, should we trust her or not? And it's like, I don't know, because it's like, maybe she's, like, gone off the deep end a bit, because it's like, well, whatever, I've died once. So,
she's either trying to possess her daughter to gain back real life, or gain control of her.
Oh, man. That one's dope.
She wants the best for her daughter, but what she thinks is best for her isn't necessarily what you can say kosher. Like she put a curse on her to save her, but the curse isn't really that, good of a thing.
Well, think about it. If the curse is to prevent from being possessed by other spirits, it's so that way someone else can't get into her before she does.
You're close. You're very close, but that's not quite it. Another piece of information that you guys missed, that your characters would have had if you'd been in the room. The curse spread out from Ariana's abdomen, spreading over her whole body and then receding.
Oh my god! She cursed her womb!
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
She did. Ariana's firstborn child is going to be horrendously evil, regardless of it can be removed, but it's it's not a very easy thing to remove.
Now, so here's my question: is she going to is this like a Rosemary Baby kind of deal, or is it like at all what Anthony said?
She's possessing the baby.
No, she's not possessing the baby. She did curse the womb. But and this is like the history of the world. The dark, one of the evilest shatterers of all time was a guy by the name of Calgaren. And it wasn't that, he was super evil. He just had the soul of a demigod attached to his blood and stuck inside of him. And so,
oh my god, did she put the fifth ascendant into Ariana?
No, I think she slipped a piece of that demigod in.
Yeah. He is, or rather, And this is a story I wanted to go that is just never going to get a chance to be covered. Ariana is not a child. She's 19, but she doesn't really, understand the world yet. She's like getting around to it. She was sleeping with her bodyguard's apprentice, Oro, and she's secretly pregnant and doesn't know it. And it's just gonna be like a long haul thing.
Jesus.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
A long haul thing of just like that child, being born, of just like, wait, what the heck is wrong with him? But, I don't...
Father Anderson is going to be the world's first abortionist.
Oh my god.
And it's
If
just...
I find out, I don't exactly have a problem ending uppity Bertolfs.
I mean, she's not evil. The curse doesn't do anything to her.
That if Oro Jr. starts to really show his evil streak, 66-year-old Father A is gonna be like, sorry, well, I'm saying I'm gonna kill a 13-year-old. Sorry, kiddo.
No, Oro's not 13. Oro's...
No, Oro Jr.
Oh, yeah.
What if this kid was like became your pupil, like Father A's pupil?
Lord,
and he had a predilection. He had a predilection for murder, which Father A doesn't really discourage, and then just goes off the deep end.
The worst thing possible in the world is if that child became Father Anderson's pupil.
What are you talking about? Yeah, because he'd be too good at being evil. I'd be like, okay, kiddo. When you stab, you want to twist.
Father is just like, he's everything I wanted him to be, plus he breathes fire.
To be fair though, if you really think about it, just in general terms, this child's dad, pseudo-uncle and pseudo-grandpa, this child would be a martial monster.
Yep.
Between Tarim, Oro, and myself, like, damn.
Yep.
It's like everything I want Roman to be.
Yeah, in the start of this campaigns, all of the campaigns, back in the month of Father, when the first party, Group C, met Oro, they didn't know it was Oro. Like, I described this sullen man drinking inside of a tavern and just, like, down on his luck, looking red-headed bodyguard. And after the whole description, the player was like, yeah, I don't want to talk to that guy. I'm just gonna scoot over here.
Sounds like Carter.
It was a player by the name of Ben. But it was, the character was Arabella's brother. Anyways, that moment when he saw her was when Ariana, cut ties of just like, hey, we can't do this anymore, I have a station, etc, etc, etc. It's been fun, but, like, we really have to stop. And that's, when he was just like, fine, go drink. And
poor Oro.
But there are, well, other than Celebris, maybe. I was gonna say there's nobody else in the capital as devoted to the Magnate as Oro and Tarim.
Well, what about me?
I was gonna say, Father A's devoted.
Yeah, I was gonna say they'd go to the grave for her. Celebris did go to the grave.
I punched a snake for this woman!
Yeah. But,
I committed heresy for this bitch!
One of the things I wanted I wanted the party to have... Well, I didn't want... all of your fights were going to be something interesting, whatever boss fight you chose. But with A-List, on her death throes, if you guys won the fight, she would have revealed, like, what she did to Ariana and just, like, doesn't matter. The curse is in action. Peace out.
So, kind of fucked up, though,
So where did she go? Or we don't know, I guess. Do we?
Yeah.
Because you said she wasn't there.
Ace? Like, is she just gone now?
No, she'd still be in the capital. I mean, she likes her daughter. Just because you curse your daughter to bear birth to the Antichrist doesn't mean you can't have a good relationship.
Her own grandchild.
I like the plot line of this kid is the Antichrist. I mean, I like it, but
I like it just because I suddenly recall ages ago where Brandon offhand mentioned that if we do push this along to the point where we're all like level 20, the next thing would be a time skip. Presumably, we're about to watch the birth of that villain. And I was like, man, I had a weird idea of where it be Roman's kid. That'll be funny. Generation 2, go!
Yeah, gosh, I was just about to say something. Oh yeah, Alice. So, Alice, you guys could have investigated her, because Jami told the party, and this is like a little string of just like, oh, who's that? And it's like, oh, that's just Alice. You know, she's been working here for years. She just trains the new mages. She trained Marcus and all that. I just use her when I'm like feeling lazy. And, you know, she just really didn't have any credentials that stood under scrutiny. And so, if you guys like would have investigated her, you could have found out more about her backstory and stuff. But she was chosen to be resurrected and brought back because of her blood. And she was killed with... she died from a disease that wrecked her reproductive system. So when she was resurrected, that didn't work. And so eventually...
Terrai.
Yeah. Eventually she took... Well... you guys aren't certain what she is. Actually, do you have access to her sheet?
I can look.
I don't know if I get... Because if I did, that was an accident.
I don't think we do, but...
I don't think I do.
The other interesting thing that has never happened with Alice, and I don't do this intentionally, I'm showing this on stream so everybody can see it. Nobody's ever used Divine Sense around her. She is a fiend. You know, she'd clock as a fiend instantly. With anybody, you know, doing it, because it's not something she can just hide. Well, she can if she wants to spend magic doing it every single day. But otherwise, when her, you know, shenanigans didn't work, she had to start planning and finding out, like, okay, how can I do? Okay, well, this is what has to happen. I have to first weave my way in, like, next to Marcus. I have to wait until my father has another kid. And since, you know, Marcus and my father's kid wouldn't have any blood in common, convince him to marry that child, or marry that person, and then curse her. And that's, and like... and she's just playing the long game. Killed Marcus, and then she didn't... Nobody knew Ariana was alive except for, you know, a handful of people. So
I am the best accomplice.
Yeah, when she found out Ariana was alive, she's like, I have a daughter that has my blood in her already? This is wonderful. I'll just, you know, curse her. This is the best thing I could have asked for. And I get to meet my daughter? I thought she died. Gosh, life is wonderful.
Father Anderson stopped one apocalypse only to start the main apocalypse.
I am the greatest villain.
Okay,
I'm just gonna tell you.
How does Father A view Renalta right now?
I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. You know.
You know?
Oh, that's going to be another point of the next campaigns. That storm above the city is not going away.
That's not good. The little guy will only be emboldened.
So every day, Anderson's just going to be walking down the street, a Reaper's going to try to possess him. He's like, leave me the fuck alone.
Oh yeah, that cloud's still up there.
My lord.
Yeah, I think that might become like an interesting geological feature of
Is it just wait? It just stays there?
The Four Ascended are probably capable of removing it. If so Yessa is defending the border of the country. The other Ascended is unconscious. As he's in eternal sleep, he sacrificed his life to save a Lil Nagai. And then the Gale Song, is sporadically is randomly able to access parts of his divinity. Umiya is the only consistent Ascended that lives inside of Ardor. Her alone, I haven't decided what the ritual or what you'd have to go about to do to remove it, but her alone would not be able to remove it. She could, she could dispel it for a day or two, or a couple days, but eventually it would reform and, start doing its shenanigans again.
So,
Anderson, you got your portal to the bridge.
apparently, I might have to make a beleaguered plea to my god to do that too. Look, we stopped all the ghost ships. He got the W on this one.
Renalta's just like Oprah Winfrey of sunken ships. You get a sunken ship, you get a sunken ship, you get a sunken ship. Walks into a poor neighborhood of Ardor and it's just you get a sunken ship. Drops one on a poor person's house. I never wanted this.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Ramon?
Were the ships all summoned to one area, or were they summoned all over the place? And no, I'm saying numbers in there. I'm guessing that's where ships were summoned.
Yeah, they were in different points in the river. There were two on the north side, and then the other three were technically more south. But yeah, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with my horrible writing.
Because it was in my head, I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking the ships are all just in one area. I was well, everyone else is fine.
Yeah, specifically, the safest part of town is either Storm's Nest or the Nakart Keep, as the ships would not be able. Cannons can't reach them. They can't get down the smaller channels of just.
Ironic. One of the safest places in town, Storm's Nest. What was one of can you give me a list of casualties? Or is Sundale?
What about Aline? I'm pretty sure the people that were farther back were what the hell is going on?
Yeah, the cannons would have been able to attack most of Aline on the greater part of the river there, but they would have been more so focused on the inner part of the city. You kill the heart, you kill the rest of the body.
I'm just imagining when Tristan finally makes his way back, fighting through the Archblight that's attacking through the other side of Alyan. I forgot the name of the country.
Lil Nagai.
Going through all that of what Group C is going through. He finally makes it back to Ardor, crossing the border, goes through Ardor, sees this, and he's like, ugh.
You know what? I'm just going home.
I'm telling you, get bench your dad for High Council. It makes so much sense, though.
Yeah. Tristan would be.
He's a decorated soldier. He's very close to being a sage, I think, from a backstory standpoint. Saved Marcus in the first place, but then pieced out. And at least if anybody, believes him, he bought a Shatterer and lived. Man's a hero. Oh, and see, that last point can be I'm so you bought a Shatterer? Yes, which means I can defend myself.
Yeah, Anadelia too had all of the sass dealing with Ariana. You guys got her on the High Council, but she was not going to the capital because it's power dynamics, of just a lot of people were doing things like that with Ariana throughout the campaign. Ayla stood and called Ariana over to her. And same thing of like, if, Ariana wanted to speak to Anadelia, she was going to have to go to the Nakard Keep to do so. And just that, that pettiness and sass saved her life of just like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, you didn't show up to the High Council meeting. But, the tower was knocked off of its perch and most of the High Council died. So, it's just you and Anna now. Oh gosh, it's so confusing. Anna, Estelle, and Anadelia are the two High Council members.
It's just how you pronounce it.
Ariana's got to be like super, super pissed right now. It's like
she's been magnet for 2 days. 2 exceedingly shitty days.
Yeah, it can only get better from here. It can literally only get
Oh yeah, no. She's now possessed by a demon spirit in her womb. It actually can't.
So, when you said that about next generation and all that, I was thinking, yeah, and Tristan's daughter will go out fighting, and she'll be trained by Jessica.
I kind of I wanted to do this for all the groups, but I forgot to do it for Group B's campaign. I got so sad that Group B couldn't experience more with like Jessica and everything going on with there, and like thrusting one of the other characters into like Jessica's position in her world.
We're too cowards. Cowardly.
I want to point out right now, this is great to me. My 2 squishy characters. One almost dies to a fireball from a god. The other almost gets mauled to death by wolves. They both live. My monk barbarian
Gets reaped.
died.
I mean, he killed her.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Johan killed her with the damage he
Magic
used on
cylinders.
I activate my trap card.
No, I love that. Now that you mentioned that, I love that because I forgot that Adventure Dad has a daughter. We could literally just build Group B.
Next generation. Like, conveniently, our parents knew each other. That's her backstory.
You need a reason why we like each other? There. We all met at the family barbecues.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Brock's child would be invited, or Brock himself.
That would be the best part. One of 2
Which
things:
child?
either the Renapol Jr. It's just yet again those 2 hate each other, or
But now they're both girls.
or they're dating.
But now they're both girls.
And Tristan has to deal with that. So, Dad, his name's Russell Jr. He's one of the Renapols. God, no.
Tristan shows up to the High Council meeting with Ariana. It's like, I need you to assassinate my son-in-law. Just send the whole army after him. But also too, setting up the next leg of the campaign for the next stage of the world. Ariana is calling back the Ardor support for the Nazram cause.
Oh yeah, you were saying they had to leave Betrayer's Isle, and I was like, oh, good, Archblight, fantastic.
I mean, a spirit horde just ravaged the capital, and you still have
ravaging is ravaging.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, unless that storm just becomes a weird affectation in the sky, I think that's still a problem. Like, every day you have the off chance of being possessed by a bloodthirsty spirit.
Everyone that lives there is already used to it. New people are there like, what's going on? It's like, oh, they'll be fine. If you live, you live. If you die, oh well.
That's
It's a typical third day.
Yeah, he's my pet spirit. He tried to, possess me a couple times. Made me kill my cat. It was cool.
Didn't really like him anyway.
Yeah, those things that are coming out of it, can be killed too. They are just, ethereal creatures. I just didn't want to deal with combat of like, all right, you guys have 5 hordes of these things swarming around you.
You have 5 hordes of these things coming around you. Milani shows up and fucking frightens one.
But yeah, I'm so sad Silver's being dead. We can't be convict bros anymore.
So Brandon, why don't we talk about our favorite moments from this side up?
Okay, yeah, hit me. It might take me a minute to think of mine.
So my favorite moment from this campaign was when I killed Marcus.
Yeah, that was a moment that chilled me too. Just like, I didn't expect it. I was like, oh man.
To be fair, I don't think I could have saved him. Actually, you know what? I have a very valid question. Two questions, I think. One,
yes.
When it comes to being like poisoned, can I essentially perform like a series of like cure wounds to save him, or is it like it's poison? At some point, the heart stops.
So they changed how poison works this edition. One of the beautiful things about poison in 3.5, and I never really used it as a mechanic in 4th edition, so I don't know how it works. But in 3.5, poison would deal all of its damage initially, and then in 1 minute intervals, it would deal its damage again. So you didn't really have to worry about it in combat. Like, you took the initial poison, and then for every minute, it had and a lot of the time, poison would only last for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and it would hit a second time. And so if poison was going to kill somebody, it would kill them in, like a 5-minute window of those saves, like hitting. This edition, poison deals all of its like effects up front, and then a lot of things have like the residual of just like, take this amount of damage, they're unconscious for 1d4 hour, or take this amount of damage, or they're sickened for 20, or they're poisoned for 24 hours. And it's like, you take the damage and then you have a condition. So the poison that Marcus had, it dealt a butt ton of extra damage. And then I was just going to roll his hit point maximum was reduced. So, if Katem didn't finish the job, she would have came back around and finished it. Of, like, reduced for X amount of time while the poison's in him. But, her coming back around to finish the job, by that time, the party would have been able to form a shield wall around him. Because that was one of the things I had to deal with, was Marcus was a powerful character. And it was just like, alright, I need to, reduce him to something like where he can actually die. And it's like, Katem would, crit on anything that, somebody's unsuspecting of for being an assassin. And it's like, massive amount of poison damage. Your hit point maximum's reduced. Now you are feeble and, you need your knight's protection.
Okay, yeah, because I wasn't sure, because it's poison. So I'm just not familiar with it as a mechanic. So my thing, thinking back on it, was like, I don't know if I can just pump him full of cure wounds. Mm-hmm. And, keep him stable. Because I didn't have Lesser Restoration, so I couldn't, unpoison him.
You would have been able to keep him alive.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was like, well, I'm going to do this, but I was like, I don't think I could have done anything if I was going to be merciful. Well, I was merciful in a way.
Yeah, you could have kept him alive, but you wouldn't have been able to remove the poison.
This is the better option.
Yeah, Aelis's game turned to a super long game with Marcus on the throne. But eventually, Aelis was going to find Ariana. What that story would have looked like, I don't even know, because I didn't expect for her... I expected... I expected a huge storyline in Kalu with Ariana, Gibson, and the party. And then, the party working on behalf of Marcus. But that never came to fruition. So it was really sad.
No, we skirted around that shit so hard.
Yeah. Gibson is just so happy he's chilling over in Kalu. He's just like, oh yeah, let's not deal with the West. Whole country's crazy over there. We're just gonna farm and hunt over here.
I have 3 favorite moments from this campaign setup. The whole series of events between Orcus getting his arm cut off through me and Anderson just back-talking Gale's song in the prison.
He was so annoyed with you guys. And there was literally nothing he could do unless he just burst out of the prison and was just like, alright, I'm on a murder spree now.
Yeah, whatever. I have an unfriendly rivalry with a deity. He can't always access it. I think that's a fight I could win.
The second one, and it's just because of how much it impacted what happened afterwards, was the Johann Father Anderson moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of how much it impacted the story and how things played out, that moment was brilliant.
Oh, we're really good at incidental story building.
And the third, as funny as it is to say, was when Celebrus died.
Yeah.
Not because, don't get me wrong, out of all 4 characters I have right now, Celebrus is the one I wanted to live. If I had to give up any of the characters, Celebrus is the one I wanted to keep. I actually had plans for him. But the reason I loved it so much is because A, it fixed the rift between Johann and Anderson. B, people were actually genuinely sad about it. And C, it was literally, he did his job of, I'm going in and I'm just gonna piss off whatever I attack to make it attack me.
Yeah, and you did that. She was engaged in battle with Father A of just like, let's see this to the end. And then you came up and was like, hey me. It's like, stop. Okay.
Yeah, she got convict broed.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We take care of Celestials.
He literally did his job of being the aggro tank.
I wish I could use your great axe.
You can use Sasha.
Cause isn't Sasha a maul?
No, Sasha's a quarterstaff.
Oh, that was a maul.
Gosh, my favorite moments of the campaign. I think my first favorite, and I'll do mine in 3s. I think my first favorite moments is the party going to Kytrina's keep, finding out A, Kytrina owns a keep now, and then B, Johann firing all of the keep staff. Just like, hey, we can't sustain this. Sorry, you guys gotta go.
That was the beginning of the downturn.
And you know what's funny is
Father A's opinion of Johann.
If you take the money off of Celebrus's body right now, you could keep going.
Yeah, well, what's your last will and testament says? Give it all to Father A, give it all to Father. No, that's I would put it to a good cause. What are material goods? Things I don't have.
Celebrus has like 700 gold on him right now.
I had 1,400 gold. That's the People's Army now.
My second favorite would probably be just like all the accidental posturing of the night leading up to the start of the Civil War. Of Celebrus pays Galay 500 gold to find to find the assassin. You guys go out of town for 3 days, and she finds the assassin on the second day. You come back to town a day later, and she left a letter for Father A, mislabeled. You know, she did mislabel it for Father A, even though Celebris paid for the information, saying where Galay was and like what she was doing. Like, yeah, she's getting closer and closer to Magnate Marcus. I don't know why. I talked to all my contacts. She doesn't have a contract to kill him or anything. She's just been weaseling her way through the castle. But anyways, there she is, and that's, you know, where your 500 gold went to use that. And nobody read the letter, and I pointed it out like 3 times. I was like, so, like, there's this letter on the desk next to all of your guys' sword, like all of your swords. You know, it's addressed to, you know, Father A, who is not here. You know, it's not with you. Do you want to take it to him? It's like, no, he'll read it when he gets back. And it's like, okay, you are all headed to the keep. Katrina's going to hand you the sword, and, you know, Father A, it's like, oh, here, give this to Father A. And it's like, yeah, he can read his mail when he gets back. We don't want the mail, okay? And then we switch over to Father A, who is, you know, in the chamber with Marcus, and then Kadum kills, you know, Marcus. And it's like, haha, I got you! You never suspected me at all! And then the next day, you know, the party getting back and reading the letter, and Galay's just saying, like, hey, Kadum's gonna, you know, or she didn't say Kadum's gonna kill Marcus. It's like, hey, Kadum's getting close to Marcus. And I felt that was so funny to me, and I just kept it together on stream. I was just like, yep. Because, you know, I told you guys off stream, too. I was just like, yeah, that's what the letter says.
Yeah, I got that, and then I was just like, tore it up. I was just like,
I think I have an honorable mention favorite moment of, my honorable mention favorite moment would be when the party was talking to, the councilwoman Kiev, and, she was just like, yeah, I'm not confirming Ariana's lineage. Like, you want to put this girl on the throne? Nah, not gonna happen. And then everybody's just like, look, we're gonna threaten you, we're gonna beat you up, and if you don't do what and Ariana's just like, hold up, I will threaten you, I will beat you up, and I will like, if you don't put me on the throne. And then she's like, God, you are a Bertholf.
I remember that just because it's like, you bring, like, smugglers and murderers, and I'm like, hey, just Father A.
Smuggler and murderer?
Yeah, I don't think Celebris was there, so he couldn't have been counted as the murderers.
No, Celebris was there.
We were all there.
Yeah, it was one of the few moments the party was, like, all together. You guys formed this huge wall.
We sure as hell like splitting the party.
Yeah.
I thought that was when me and Lance were at my chantry.
No, we were all together at that point.
You came back together by that point. Oh god, you reminded me of Celebris at his chantry and his monk instructor, and teaching him, like, sacrifice is the greatest thing you can possibly strive for, and you're never gonna understand that. And he sacrificed himself. Oh,
that's a good point. Where are we gonna bury him?
And that's what his teacher said, was just like, look, you don't come here asking to put Lance on the High Council. We are about sacrifice. It doesn't matter if our country burns. If we save people in the process, we save people. And Celebris lived up to the teachings. Yeah, lived up to the teachings of Valrir, the sleeping god. So that's actually kind of like the perfect cap off to Celebris' story.
Poor Celebris. Gonna grow up to be a great.
So you're saying there's no chance for him to return as an undead enemy?
Oh, I mean,
yeah,
round 2 with Renalta and the Renaltettes. Death Knight, Celebris fake.
And as undead, kind of how he wanted to go on to command a ship, like kind of like him doing that kind of thing.
Can you say that again, Anthony? I didn't hear you.
During the live chat, in the live chat campaign, Raymond was Ramon. Fucking Christ! Was like, yeah, you should just bring him back as a Terrai.
See, I can't go for that.
See,
Bring him back as a
that's the thing,
Terrai,
is that would
feed him
be
a phoenix. There we go.
Yeah, everything's
that would be a real big like divide between Anderson and Celebris.
I'd have to kill you. Or I couldn't be party to your your becoming undead.
So I will say that would
Goes against my religion.
that would be a fucked up thing to do, Brandon. If you had Renalta do a round 2, and they had to fight Celebris.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
she is so intrinsically petty to Galesong just because of how well they know each other. This whole part of the story, and and I told you guys, this could have ended in a different way. If Father A had antagonized the camp and got them to, stir, they would have attacked. They would have attacked the Temple of Valerear, and it would have been a more concentrated final session there. But with the Galesong one, Renalta just took the 2 most important things to Galesong, the 2 things that define his identity. He is, the god of skies and storms, and freedom is a huge thing of his identity. His path is defined by freedom and Sarisung. And then said, you are the history is built upon you. You are the mortal hero of Ardor. On the shores of this river, you saved the entire world. This is the other core part of your identity. This city and freedom. Choose between them now. And then just disappeared. And the most pettiest manner of just alright, I'm gonna break one of the 2 things you love the most in the world, and I'll allow you to choose which one. She would not do that to other people of just oh yeah, I am going to resurrect your guys as friends and force you to kill him for my entertainment. She doesn't have that type of relationship with you guys.
I would love to see that though, and see how Anderson would react.
Could you not?
so lost.
I think that will probably be my favorite moment of the campaign. I don't know, man. So I think my favorite moment of the campaign is tied. It's a 3-way. It's a 3-way tie. So those other 3 that I listed are lower, but it's a tie between Manning Tolls showing back up at the party, and Lance, being the one to confront him. I really like that moment. I really just like the whole roleplay of Lethalia's party in general. And then on the mountaintop with Galesong and Renalta, of just how that moment played out. I envisioned it of just, they were going to kind of bicker back and forth of just her popping up and it's look, seriously, stop messing with death. It's not a thing. And it's just hey, I'm winning our game already. I'm in the lead. I have one up that I can, mess things up a little bit. And then just kind of that back and forth with them. And that just turned out so much better than I envisioned it. And then the other moment that's tied for first is I didn't expect you guys to take Alice up on her offer of going and killing the generals. But when you did, and you guys were all up there fighting the general, and Johan offered for one to yield, and he was like, yeah, I'll yield if you let me yield. And she's like, okay, I have to, appear like a good person in front of these guys because my daughter likes them. And she's gonna look at the last guy and it's like, will you yield? And he's like, no, I'm gonna fight on to my last breath because ardor is everything lightning bolt. Alright, cool, let's go. That was probably like definitely like one of my favorite moments of the entire of this entire group, because that's so perfectly her character of just, you know, everything I wanted to convey right there. Of she does not care whatsoever about the task that you guys are involved in, but she wants to look good for Ariana. So it's just like, well, if they're doing this and Ariana likes them, I'll do it.
Is that why she agreed to teleport me back to save Father Anderson?
No, she was flustered because her plans, specifically, the reason why was she was trying to recalculate everything. So, one of the ways, she was always going to be a boss option for you guys, but who was going to be your final, like, boss could always change. So, one of the things that was going to happen was if Ariana sent you guys to the Chantry, sent you guys to the Chantry to stop, you know, the army from taking Valrier's body, because that was one of the ways this all could have played out. And Renalta, you know, never showing up and sieging the city. If Ariana sent you guys to the body, Alis was going to make her move there to grab and curse Ariana. And she would need her underlings to help her do so because of Tarum. And Lorraine Air would have given you guys the tip as you were, like, in motion to do so. Of just like, hey, I know you're on that mission, but the boss just called me in to do a job. I'm finally going to meet who the boss is. You guys should be there. And then, you know, of course, you would have the option of just like, oh gosh, the Gendenthal Circle, or the, or, you know, stopping the Civil War from escalating. Which, you know, you still had the option of tonight of taking on Alis, or, you know, reducing the casualties of the ship.
Should have killed Alis.
But yeah, I really like how her story turned out, because that was everything I wanted to convey about her in that moment was conveyed. You know, her heartlessness, her devotion to Ariana, to, you know, impress her, her power, her, you know, abilities. But yeah, she, I remember what I was saying. You asked, about, and I'm sidetracking myself. So you asked, about, why she teleported you. She was flustered because you had told her Gale Song was back, and she didn't believe you until she scried, and you guys witnessed Gale Song having a conversation with Renalta, and that seriously dampens her plans of, you know, having her daughter give birth to the Antichrist. I was like, well, can I still do this when there's a literal god walking around, like, here? Because Umiya doesn't, she teaches, but she doesn't spend time in the capital among its people. If people go to her chantry, she will meet with anyone, but she's not going to come to the, not going to come to Zenith's Rise and just be like, hey, how's everyone doing? So, you know, that's a non-issue. But Gale Song is a super wild card. Nobody knows his motivations. Nobody knows what he's doing. Nobody knows where he's been. And so she's just like, wait, Gale Song's back? Like, the Gale Song? The guy who saved humanity? Like, who saved the entire world? Like, like, teleport me now. Wait, I need a thing. Teleport me. Okay, we're teleporting. And that was kind of like what went on there.
I truly love how weirdly like entrenched I am in the overall like going on of like everything. Apparently, it's like I am like Alis's best accomplice, and I don't know it. You know, I killed Marcus. I'm most of the reason that she even has a backup plan after I killed Marcus.
Yeah, and it's just like
I worship the deity that caused our boss fight. I pissed off the other one.
Galesong just says like, hey, you know, I think there are more members of this circle of Gendenfell. Father A points to himself and's like, yeah, this one right here. The mastermind.
I'm still bummed. After I was like, look, I don't think he'll be. It's like, it's cool. So I'm gonna send you to the bridge. You're gonna go talk to Marcus. We're gonna figure this thing out. And don't worry, I think I can pull you back. And I'm like, okay, look, I don't know if I feel super comfortable with the maybes you just threw in there, or the process in general. He's not gonna be happy to see me. I heard a yes. Time to do it. And I really wanted to be like, you don't understand. I'm the reason he's there.
So Brandon, I don't know if you want to talk about this like in Discord or whatever. You said there were options you wanted to discuss with me.
Oh, yeah. We can discuss them. We can discuss them in private, or I mean, here if you want.
It's fine with me.
Celebris would not be the only person like on the bridge right now. A lot of people would be just like kind of out and around him. If
I just want to picture him standing next to Oris in the line, and he's just looking at it, or they're just staring at each other.
Just like, you two? Tower? No, ghost boat. Sucks. And so one of the things the party can plead for Celebris's resurrection. Doing so when I get you guys your loot table for moving into the next campaign. You know, just cost the party some loot points of what they have to trade in order to get a diamond. Because there are clerics around powerful enough to cast Resurrection, which Resurrection has a year timer, I think. And then True Resurrection doesn't matter.
True Resurrection is like 200 years.
Yeah. True Resurrection would be a
high level stuff.
harder thing, but there would be people who can, cast Raise Dead. Specifically, one of the things that would have happened too, if you guys didn't win the boat battle and instead fled, stories moving forward, whoever she killed, she had access to Raise Dead on her person, and she would have, if she killed anyone she didn't deem worthy, would have raised them as a servant, and they would have just been in service to a Hereth that now resides in this region.
Huh.
Actually, that bears repeating. Ember Stride failed.
Yes,
So
she
there's
did.
still a boat just hanging around?
The boat could feasibly be destroyed, like, setting up enough siege equipment on it. But the captain of it, would not have been killed.
I figured Draylin, after they fell, Draylin and Galesong do a tag team battle.
Oh, yeah, that would probably be what happens. Draylin would get nowhere near, well, he wouldn't know Galesong's a ascended god.
Well, I figured Draylin would probably be the most likely to go fight, because, it's his minion.
I'm real bummed Draylin succeeded.
Hey, Brandon.
Right there.
Yes?
Can you check your DMs real quick on Discord?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Miss Celebris? Don't worry. I'll make a beleaguered plea to my god. She'll listen. We've met now. She knows what I look like. I may have to commit some heinous acts in your name, but
That's you commit heinous acts in your own name, so that's no different.
I just like Celebrus. Good news, bad news. Good news, you're alive. To hear this, bad news. I killed everyone in your chantry.
Oh,
that's okay. They're all
including
dead.
Malrare.
So I know I wanted a huge siege event in the capital as like your guys' final session, and so just as far as preparation, I was doing everything to, move you guys in that direction without like railroading you. Another way one of these sieges could have happened. So if you would have taken the civil route and prevented the kid from killing the High General and played the political game of posturing and coming to terms of like how the war is going to be fought, and that the army sieges, the capital from the north. You were on a 3-day timer from Kailissa and Soyessa. From that point, whenever that was secured, Soyessa was going to turn her attention from the border to like, all right, I'll take care of this, and ride in like Gandalf and slaughter that army on the 3rd day of just like crusading over it. And then that would have been a huge deal for the people in the city and those who were obviously like killed too, and then that would have been like the huge siege event. Where that one would have fell, I don't even know. Of course, Soyessa and Umiya don't really get along. But outright war, it would have been tiptoeing super uncomfortably close to that of the two chantries just breaking into battle with each other.
Does anybody?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna ask a random question about the world. So if you have like a character question.
I'm just wondering how to create a character on Roll20.
Oh, okay. I have to give you a sheet. I was looking at a different screen. I'm going to make you one now. If you look in potential players, at the bottom of players, there's something that says potential characters. I'm about to give you access to it.
Okay.
And edit all players journal and Wesley.
Because if I don't start this character now, I'm not going to be able to do it because I've got school starting up in a week. So.
Okay. Yeah, so
I don't know if you need it, but I'm just gonna start now so I can have ideas.
The other thing too, if you guys want to reschedule your session to a different time, I'm super game with that. If you guys can work out one that works all better for you, if the need ever arises, like if you want to play earlier in the day, later in the day, or on a different day or anything like that. What were you going to ask, Rob?
What's Orensina up to?
Oh, her father found her.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that, and he's dead.
Yeah, she was being...
He's super dead.
She was going through intensive rehab inside of Storm's Nest. But that might change next session. Because he was essentially torturing... Oh gosh, now I can get rid of Oris's card. Look at all this information I'm just putting to the webcam there for...
Quick to the YouTube.
Yeah, so Oris's card. Oris, gosh, what is his name? Sundale? Warden of Storm's Nest. Barracks, he is a male Asimir. He is lawful evil, and some quirks he had. He had a perfect memory of everyone who came through Storm's Nest frequently used the wrong word in speech, was very rude, was a part of the pain community. He had a secret crime, which was, of course, what he did to his daughter and wife. And he was protective.
Domestic abuser.
Yeah, protective of his close family members, which was Orensina. And yeah, that was just all story from... I didn't know if he was going to be a major character for you guys. I was hoping he would become a little bit more important, but everybody just kind of was like, yeah, this is the one guy who could possibly throw us back in prison. Like, let's just avoid him.
Well, right, it's like, I don't think we're going to ever have a polite conversation with him. Like, you'd just be like, you criminals. It's just like, you want to come up to my face?
I want to know.
Send you to the goddamn bridge.
What I want to know is what him and Gale's song talked about.
Well, that was that was one of the things that didn't get explored from my crappy rolls tonight. My crappy prep, because the tower was going to fall, of course, eventually, and Ariana was going to be in a fighting off the zombie horde situation. But I didn't think about the rest of the High Council, and I was like, oh god, would they survive or fall? And the roles worked out in such a way that, most of them died, and I just went top down of like, alright, 3 of them are alive. It's, of course it's Ariana. Number 2 is gonna be Tarum, and then 3 is Anna, and then Typhus, Oris. Typhus and Oris would have died. The whole High Council was a D6. Anadelia wouldn't have been there regardless, so she was off of that die. And then the 4th member had not been selected yet. So, Galesong counseled Oris in a way moving him up politically. Of like, hey, if you want to be on the High Council, you want to get some more power, I can give you some information about Elil Nagai's army and how they function and everything. And with this, you can take it anywhere and become, very important. And so, in exchange for his the information, Oris released him. And then he, left, and then Oris was on the High Council, which is why Oris died, because he was on the High Council. But that was
it's poetic in a way.
Yeah,
his pursuit of his greedy pursuit of power was his undoing.
But
also, I'm telling you, that's a horrific way to die. Because from the sounds of it, Typhus just got crushed to death in rubble, which sucks. It's also a brutal way to go. But it's kind of like, whatever. From the sounds of it, what happened to Oris is all of a sudden a cannonball tears through this wall. And tears through him. And I'm like, oh, dude, I don't like you, but that's just, damn. That's the way to go.
Just like, alright, what are we going to do about this army on our borders? And, we're going to... And then just hell starts raining. It's like, okay, what are we going to do about this hell raining from... Oh, God, what are we going to do about this hole in my... Oh, we're falling! What are we going to do about...
Started falling!
Why do we build tall towers? I'm excited. I have evasion. A long rest.
Yeah, Father A actually has the effects of a level.
I'm gonna start writing.
Stonebreeze was gonna take his next level in Barbarian and get a fee.
I'll get you back, buddy. He's such aspiration. He's gonna be the best knight ever, and he's gonna be a Kalkin member, and he's gonna convince Makata to love him.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many dreams. I was gonna officiate his wedding.
So Brandon, I gotta ask, because I don't know, out of what I can remember, this is actually the first player death on camera?
No, Malik died on camera.
Malik died on camera, and then
I thought Malik technically didn't die on camera.
No, he failed the rolls. I watched it.
Yeah, he failed the rolls. Then
That's true. Yeah, Lumigrex did die too.
Lumigrex died, and then Wesley's not the Wesley in chat right now, but Wesley from Group A, or from Group 1, Dirge died too, failing his death saving throws.
Yep,
Well,
that's
he didn't
true.
fail his death saving throws. He fell over unconscious in a square of fire, and the fire burned him.
That's right. I forgot that because they technically came back, those two.
Yeah. Lumigrex, people pleaded for his resurrection, and then Dirge was reduced to 0 hit points by a vampire, and at midnight rose as a Terrai.
Yeah, I forgot about those two. That's why. For some reason, I thought Malik didn't die on camera. He was kind of like a Tyrith situation.
Well, yeah, I wanted to say, like, what? Malik, I think, of the ones that didn't survive, was the only one that died on camera.
Yeah, that was a no-botch roll. Malik just rolled I think he rolled like a 9. I think he rolled a 1, and then he rolled like a 9. And I was just like, well, Malik's dead. Like, that's only time I've ever seen that happen. Because a lot of the times with death saving throws, it's fishing for just like, did you roll a 1? No, you didn't? Okay, you're probably gonna live. And it's like, oh, you rolled a 1? Well, this is it for you. What's the next roll?
Yeah, my character
in Group C with Altus. And all the drama then was like, oh, wait a minute. You put a space. So he was rolling a 1, not a d20.
Yeah.
But this was probably the first just straight, you don't get death saves, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've never had that.
That was 84 points of damage while you were at 14. It was over supermassive damage. The only one who came close to dying in a similar way was Draelos. It was like just under the threshold of massive damage that Draelos took, because he, received healing from a couple people.
When Terracry was kicking his ass?
No, when the Geis are the geese.
Oh, the Geis.
Or Gaius, whatever it's called, struck him.
Oh, that would have sucked.
Yeah, it was almost, you walk up, like, you take massive damage, you are dead. And it's like, okay, you roll dead. Like, no, you're just dead. I was like, oh, okay. But, yeah, that was, and I tried to warn him, too, with it, because I was just like, alright, you are actively putting yourself in a position not to act on the spell, on the curse. You're going to trigger it. Like, you feel it about to, and he's like, oh, okay, no, I don't do that. And so, when he did the second one, like, you feel it, and he's like, yeah, I go upstairs, and I'm just like, and it does, 20 points of damage to you.
Right, because he knew what we were, like, up to. We weren't coy about it, and he just kind of was like, I'm gonna, like, move away.
Yeah.
Like, he knew that he needed to be away from, like, the creation or he'd go crazy. So it was like, no, you're still technically...
Well, see, the thing about Geis as a spell, it's hard to get rid of, but it can't force you to do anything. He could have, like he chose not to act on it. The thing is, if you don't act on it, is when its effects happen. So if he would have, tried to stop the teleportation circle, it wouldn't have activated. But if you guys would have healed him and him not, and then he didn't act on it again, it wasn't forcing him to comply. It's basically like a whip of if you don't do something, it just keeps damaging you.
If we hadn't removed the curse, would he still be dealing with it after the teleportation?
Yeah, she cast it in an 8th level slot. It was on him for a year.
Oh, I was just curious because he technically, like, it's like of two thoughts. Either one, he should be fine because he can't actually do it anymore. Because the command was to prevent us from succeeding. We succeeded. There is no stopping the teleportation anymore. Or he's fucked because he's failed and he's failed forever.
It's just like waking up. Yep, I'm gonna take 30 points of psychic damage this morning. It's great. Waking up again, like, yep, I'm gonna take another 30 points of psychic damage this morning. That's great. Waking up the next day, gonna take another 30 points of psychic damage. I love this spell. Thanks.
Yeah, that's so gross.
Normally it's only for a few hours if you cast it on somebody in a regular slot. She cast it in a higher level slot, and with that spell, it doesn't increase the damage it deals in a higher level slot, it increases its duration. So, she just cursed him for... If she would have used a 9th level slot, which, glad she didn't, because of course she had to fight Elizabeth. Which, she didn't know about. But if she would have used a 9th level slot, it would have just been on him permanently. Just like, until dispelled. And I mean, you can just put the most wonkadelic curses on people with Geist. Because it's just like, every time somebody says a word with the letter S in it, you better say quack. Or rather, say quack. And then it's just like, well, just, quack! Say something else. Quack, quack!
I love it because it's borderline super petty.
Yeah, and that can be on you for that can be on you until dispelled. Or no, I'm sorry, that spell doesn't last until dispelled. It's not dispellable. It's only removable by wish or remove curse. Remove curse will not get rid of Ariana's curse too, BT dubs.
Okay.
Fuck, we need wish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it does seem a little too easy if you were able to do that.
That's why she needed the Alian water. I wanted that to become a bigger point because I feel like Anthony, as a player, would have had a better idea of what was going on leading up to everything with Alis if you guys would have investigated that. Because the Alian river water was the stuff that allowed Andaris to bind to Tightrith.
Yep.
That was the stuff he drank that saved his life the one time.
Yeah. But instead we decided to go with Alis, so I feel like that decision going with Alis affected so much.
Yeah.
Because not only did it lead to Father A and what's his name? Johan's beef, but it led to Galesong and what's her name?
Yeah, Renalta.
Yeah, you didn't believe me that Johan started the apocalypse.
You can't blame it on Johan. Everybody made the decision.
Well, I'm not blaming on Johan. Like, that's a perfect. I think that's a perfectly reasonable character choice that his character would do.
Yeah.
Like.
No. I was saying the party going with Alis.
Yeah, that affected so much.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, I mean, I gave two options. I gave one option of what it would have been like Soyessa riding in. But as far as, the major other conflict, you guys would have likely been fighting Alis or Draylin as, like, your final big boss.
I'd be down to kill Draylin.
I'm sad Celebris doesn't get to fight Draylin.
I'm coming for you, buddy.
Is this the reverse of when you were thrown to the portal?
I also like how it's like, yep, I'm pretty much fucked. Don't worry, I'm coming for you, buddy. Actually dead. I'm coming for you, buddy.
I could totally see Anderson just showing up on the bridge. Look, send him back, I'll stay.
It's like, what are you doing here? Come on. Don't ask questions. Get off the boat.
But I just met this dude. His last name is, what is Carter's
like
last name?
It's like snap. Drake? Nice guy.
So, what day was this? This is the 24th of Father. And, I think Group C is also on the 24th.
No, they're like on the 19th.
Are they?
I feel like they're very behind.
They're on the 22nd.
Okay, so not as bad, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, their end of the campaign is when before Anderson gets thrown through the portal.
Man, the 22nd was such a good day. I enjoyed it, giddy. I got to sleep.
When no, they're not on the 22nd. They're on the 23rd.
Oh, never mind. This is the shittiest day in the history of days.
Yeah, they're I didn't record their new day. Group B's campaign ended on the 24th. That was this day.
The Group B is like on the 31st.
Oh wait, Group B? Yeah, Group B is on the 34th.
Yeah, it's probably Group A would probably be on the 24th, I think.
Yeah, I want to say we're
still in
lockstep.
Galcum when this is all going down. Then.
Oh God. What happened on the 23rd for Group B? Was this really the shittiest day in 3 of days?
The 24th for Group B. I think you guys were in. So let's see. When did we start this campaign? On the 10th of Priestess. All the groups started on the 10th of Priestess. The first important day I have noted for you guys is the 18th of Priestess. I don't know why. Oh, because you long traveled through.
I think I have on the 24th. That's when we met the Moonlight Company.
Yeah, that's what.
No, that means it was a beautiful day. We were having a good day.
Yeah, the 23rd would then be the day when you guys met Lyra. I have that day...
Never mind, the shittiest day.
Yeah, I have that day written in red. Wait, no, I can track when you guys met Lyra from Effie's birthday.
I have it here. 24th is when she went out with Effie, and then we followed them, I guess, and then had dinner with them, and then
we committed light stalking. We interrupted a romantic dinner for 2.
It was later that day that we met the Moonlight Company.
I'd argue it was a double date. It was Effie, Lyra, and Roman, and the view of the ocean. I missed the ocean.
Yeah, needless to say, this is before Admir even is a thing.
Yeah.
Hapellery was still alive.
Yep.
We were all still happy. Right before the happiness died.
That's when we went to that village.
Oh, North Shore, where dreams gonna die.
Twice.
I want to say that 24th is probably where Group A ends their campaign, killing all the werewolves.
Yeah, see, the 23rd, I believe, then was the day Soulmate almost got eaten by wolves.
No, that's all the same. No, it was the day before. That's right.
See, shitty things just happened on the 23rd.
I think Group A ended a little bit ahead of the 23rd. Let's see. Yeah, Group A ended on the 25th. Or I think they might have ended on the 26th because they spent a day there. Or no, I think it's the 25th. That's the last day I have written down on your card.
So, Celebris dies the same day Soulmane almost dies.
Planned. Oh, okay, so here's something, too, I wanted to talk about. I just saw on, like, a character card. Shosiness of the Silver Sigil. He's on his character card description, it is a muscly Eldritch Knight. He was a strength wizard based off of the Armstrong character from Full Metal Alchemist. I was sad he never got to do combat with anybody.
I'm sad he didn't get to have combat with anybody. Having to deal with all this political bullshit kept me from my goal of violently and physically cleansing the Silver Sigil.
So, Shosinus' alignment, male human, chaotic good.
Well, he's about to eat a knee full of chaotic neutral.
Urkus would like him. Here's the thing on his character card. A tenant of his, he has no limits. He serves the greater good.
Greater good?
For the greater good.
You know what the greater good gets you? A dead magnate.
It's fine.
Oh, he has a shameful secret.
A gas.
Is it a tramp stamp?
Do you guys want to hear it?
He's a brownie.
Is he in the closet?
His shameful secret, he made contact with Millis the Forest Witch, the same person that cursed Tapelry. Or the being that cursed Tapelry.
Not liking what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's made contact with her.
Stupid power.
Not necessarily.
So, what did he get? He just made contact with her, but we don't know what he got from her.
I mean, I guess we can't ask, because we might have to go fight him. Unless, did he die in the siege?
He got the power of becoming Louis Armstrong. What are you talking about?
Do we have to start doing Thanos-style rolls?
Yeah, like who's alive, who's not alive.
Telling you, I'm still here for Adventure Dad. Prominent member of the.
So
he leaves us, goes to you, and wondering what's going on. That's all I want. Tristan just shows up, trying to figure out who fucked up his city. He just
drops his bag and he goes, "What in the bridge happened here?" Without here.
The funny part is, Tristan knows Anderson and Johan.
Would he?
Yeah,
he was at the final battle.
Yeah, you'd be loosely familiar with each other. I'm just like, hey, it's you. How's it going? How's Celebris doing? Well, he's dead.
Never liked him anyway. Used to be a criminal, you know.
Anderson's just standing there, shifty eyes.
That hurt you.
Well, Tristan met Anderson, didn't he? Like back when
in the group 2, group 3 season finale.
Yeah.
Season 1 finale.
The 2-part season finale. That was just one part.
Yeah. Also, too, when we time skip, if you guys want to like move a character to a different group, that's fine too.
I'm trying to think who I would move where. Also, from what I've heard about Group C, can anybody actually move to Group C?
Don't do it! It's not worth it!
I'm just saying! I've heard things. It's like either Group C's gonna have to be rebuilt from the ground up because their stupidity finally murders all of them. Or they're gonna be off in like a bubble.
Hey, does Group C still have one more session left?
Group C has one more session. It is going to be hopefully a hoot. Group C might just stretch on into eternity of them just like drunkenly arguing in a bar about what they should do and never doing anything.
I can't remember what they last did now. I don't know why.
They spent an entire session catching a criminal who would have turned himself in if they confronted him. And then they confronted him and he turned himself in. It It was a 30-minute RP thing of like just what I had planned. He plays the system. That's what he does. And they're just like, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta siege his tower. And it's like he gets, and they get up, and he's burning his. Yeah, he's burning his records, and he's just like, hey, I want the Supreme Light's mercy. I'll stand trial. I turn myself in. And like, okay. And it was like a 3-hour
Altus was like,
session.
you're burning your records?
Yeah, it was like a 3-hour session for that when I planned that to be like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, Carter jumped out a window. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, and I had to go and like draw the whole complex and everything because it's just like, give me a second, alright? I guess it's now combat.
The escape was the best because Carter jumps out a window. I think he might have been holding Cardrin. And he's like, whatever, shakes it off because he was raging. And Lomacrax jumps out the window. And I don't think, is Lomacrax a barbarian?
No, he's not.
No.
He's a fighter.
And he kind of shrugs it off because it wasn't all that bad. And then a different window, Altus comes ragdolling out of. And starts making death saving throws because he got too hurt.
No!
The kicker is, it's not only does he come ragdolling out of this window and almost dies. Oh no, he survived and then he got arrowed. And that's what put him in the death saving throws. But the kicker is, there was rope.
Yeah.
He could have climbed out of the window he jumped out of.
I was gonna say, I want it to be stated the round before, the head person in charge in that room had said, hey, you two, break a window, throw a rope, we have to get out of here. You two, go in the hallway and occupy the paladin. Points at Altus and is like, you better not do anything, otherwise I've still got myself and these two on you. And so Altus, geysers the other two against the wall. Kenyara comes, charging down the hallway. And they turn on Altus and attack Altus. And Altus is like, okay, I run and jump out of the window. And I'm just like... I said he told them to break the window and throw a rope through. And, I didn't stress it. It's like, okay, here's your fall damage. And he's just like, yes, I live! Arrow to the back. And then Kenyara just comes into the room. It's like, is anybody going to stop me? Or do I need to kill all of you right here? Go run through the fire. They run and then she just slides down the rope. It was like, alright.
Like some kind of badass. And then that was the scary thing. With that was like the weird dramatic tension because he goes to make the death saving throw and it's a 1 and we're like fuck, or I'm watching it and like oh no, and then we find out that he typed in /r space 1 space d20. So he was rolling a 1, not a d20, a 1.
Kind of like when Jordan rolled a 20.
Yeah. Except scarier because you're making death saving throws.
Yeah, because I was just like, wait, you failed 2 death saving throws with nat 1s in a row? No. No one fails death saving throws.
I mean, if anybody would do it, it'd be Carter.
Brandon, check your Discord DMs.
I saw him. I'm about to send you something.
Okay.
Carter special. Double
Alright.
This is a very complicated character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it.
But yeah, I'll make a beleaguered plea to my god. She'll hang up.
Brandon, if I do get resurrected, do I come back as level 10?
Say it again?
If they do resurrect Celebris, do I come back as level 10?
Yes, you would. One thing that's interesting about Resurrection this edition, it doesn't have like all the skill drain and experience drain and all of that associated with it. Instead, you have 4 strength for like D4 days, and then each day your strength increases by 1 until like after those amount of days, your strength starts increasing by 1 per day until it goes back up to maximum. But
your strength,
Kit.
it would be
strength, as in like your actual strength score.
Yeah, your body's just physical ability to do stuff. Hold on, I'm looking at it now. Let's
So I was gonna say, if it's your actual strength score, that don't matter to Celebris because he's got the gauntlets.
All right. Well, no, it's not the gauntlets. It's actually just like what you're doing. Raise. Okay, no, I was thinking of Wish. All right, so Raise Dead and Resurrection. Oh, well, of course, those are 2 different spells. Okay, so you return a dead creature's soul's both willing and liberty to rejoin the party. It's on 1 hit points, neutralizes poison, cures non-magical diseases. Doesn't remove magical diseases, curses, or similar effect if these aren't first removed. Celebris is still going to be cursed, by the way. So is Father A. You guys are both cursed with vulnerability to cold damage. You've been touched by a Hereth.
Even though that bitch was defeated.
Even though he's dead?
Yeah, she cursed you. She didn't put a magical effect on you of like requiring any potency from her.
Man, I'm gonna have to take care of that. I live in Ardor.
Yeah, her
weather right now is gonna kill me. It's like being weak to Minnesota.
Yeah, her curse is significantly easier to remove, as she didn't do anything to kind of like protect it from removal. Remove curse.
Can't you
say it again?
I was just gonna say, can't you get remove curse?
I think I can, but I want to say it's a 3rd or 4th level spell.
Yeah, I think
not
it's
a high
3rd
enough
level.
cleric for that.
Addition.
I might be soon-ish. Now I don't know what to do. Like, when Father A hits level 11, that's where I have to make debates. Because I know generally what I want the, like, I know generally where I want the, like, ratio to sit. But as for progression, I was like, no, I need to get to evasion. And then we could talk.
Okay, so here it is. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears. That's what I was thinking of. And
so basically, you can't just like come back to life, kick up, and be a killing machine.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta recover from you gotta recover from the fact you've been dead.
Yeah, then how Wish works. The stress of casting a spell to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell weakens you. Each spell you cast, you take 1d10. Spell damage can't be... In addition, your strength drops to 3 if it isn't 3 or lower already for 2d4 days. For each of those days that you spend resting and doing nothing more than light activity, your remaining recovery time decreases by 2 days.
Wow, so I like how the ramifications of using Wish, from the sounds of it, for things that aren't just, I'd like to use Wish and use True Resurrection, are about the same as using the damn infusion kit. Because that's like what the downside is of using that to like do the increased crafting.
Yeah.
I'll have a strength of 4, and I'll hurt myself if I cast spells.
That's what it's based on. Just, pulling, using your soul for, to pull out the, like, arcane energy and just bend existence, to, your will and, shaping things of the sort. And it's like a super stressful process.
So that's the other thing, is I can use the infusion kit to like increase productivity. It's not just making an item +1.
Not the infusion kit. It's just a process of just like magically crafting. But yes, you can use it to increase your productivity.
I guess follow-up question: If you use the, if I do the, the magical increase of productivity, does that affect just me, or does it affect can I make it affect other people?
It affects everybody working on the item to a certain.
Well, I think it's 4 times, so it's 100 gold a day instead of 25.
Yeah, so it is whoever wants to work on it, and it caps out at 20 people working on it at once. But yeah,
I can get off because it's 2:30 here.
Okay. Enjoy your night, Anthony. I hope you enjoyed the campaign.
I did. Don't worry. If we decide not to resurrect Celebris, I will figure something out.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can talk about it more in depth.
Oh yeah.
In depth.
In depth.
So I'm gonna get off too. Talk to you guys later.
I hope you enjoyed the campaign too, Ramon.
It was interesting. I only actually started watching it like a few sessions ago. You guys were not in that longest day ever.
Yeah. At some point, I'll probably sit back and rewatch this from start to finish and just wow, what a wild, wild ride this was.
See you guys.
All right, enjoy your night.
Night.
I'm gonna end the stream as since I'm just looking and reading other things. I hope the people who were watching enjoyed the little epilogue we had. Thank you for listening, and yeah, we'll be back eventually.